comfy?
No.
All right,
so yeah, right away, right when I hit that first chord.
Well, let me tell the camera what we're going to be doing that before you start talking about it. So what I wanted to do was, we had our performance on Tuesday where we did our 2 Christmas songs, "Merry Christmas, Darling" and "The Little Drummer Boy," and from my perspective, especially on the first song, it didn't go very well, and so rather than just saying, the heck with it and moving on, I want us to be able to, learn from it and kind of improve. And so I wanted to make sure I had a conversation with you about it, and then Danen was there, he was there in our independent ear, and kind of discuss what we can do in the future to maybe kind of minimize that happening as much as possible again. So I'll start from my point of view first, and then Z, you can kind of chime in after that. So for me, the thing that happened was, as soon as that song started, the first thing that I noticed was I couldn't even hear myself. There was something about the PA system that night. I don't know if the volume was lower on their PA, or I don't know what the issue was.
There's that guy with the controls.
Yeah, but as soon as it started, and you did your little bling, and then I said, greeting cards have all been sent.
And then it was off.
As soon as I heard that, I was like, oh crap, something's not right. I knew as soon as I belted out that first note, and from then on, I was just trying to survive getting to the end, because in my ear it sounded very muffled. Everything was muffled. I could hear a lot of the audience. Everything was kind of muffled together. There wasn't a lot of clarity, and again, since I couldn't hear myself, it made it really hard for me to stay on pitch. It made it really hard for me to know when to come in and when not to come in. And so once that happened, my mindset was, I just need to survive this, because there was nothing else I could do. And I knew there was a problem, and you confirmed it for me when we got to the end. The first thing you did is you looked up at me and you said, hey, we were in 2 different, what did you say?
2 different keys.
We were in 2 different keys, and so
polytonality.
Yeah, so you confirmed, and remember, and what was the first thing I said? I looked down and you said, Z, I couldn't even hear myself, and if you can't hear yourself, it makes it really hard to sing.
Oh, yeah.
Type of a thing. So I don't know, what was your view on kind of what happened with that first song? What was your perspective?
When it started, all I tried to do was I pounded out some of the melody. Hopefully, did you hear that? Because usually I don't play the melody.
To help me know where to be?
Yeah, I was trying to can you hear this? Can you hear this one? And but then it was going on, and then I thought, oh well, we can do it for the quote intellectuals out there, like Charles Ives or some 20th century avant-garde. That's why that's polytonality word. When people will compose songs on purpose that way, with 2 different keys, or 3 different keys, or 4 different. So I thought, oh well, this will be an artistic way of...
We're just going to express ourselves artistically.
Yeah, Kara Carpenter, she might be saying oh, that's kind of interesting. Why didn't I think of that? So, but yeah, there was... But if you can't hear, then, I don't know, in the future, sit by the piano, just stop.
I'm going to suggest a remedy for that in a minute, but is there anything else that you could think of that popped into your head in terms of what was happening, or anything, or is that pretty much it?
No, I just got shocked. I don't know if this was on film yet, when I first came in, how I asked a couple people about it, and they said, oh no, we didn't notice anything, and I thought, wait, they didn't notice the 2 different keys going on?
Yeah.
And remember this, I won't say the name of the place, but you, when we were done there, I was saying to myself, you need a Bay Area or a down south or San Luis Obispo, someplace on the coast. You need a real classy venue where people are paying attention. It's a nice, clean place you can hear yourself. All of those. You're too classy, I think, for this place. Yeah, that's kind of. I mean, it's good to get experience.
Is that the right word, classy?
I don't know. I mean, look at the other people they have. There's a guy up there just cussing away, singing with his guitar, and then, but I'll accompany, like this one girl. I never say names. I try not to. But her name is to give experience, because I'm a teacher. Like with you, when I'm there, I'm not teaching. I'm just accompanying. I figure, well, if I'm going to accompany you, let's go to a classier place. You know, let's go to a place that's going to pay attention and not just sit around and you know, because I'm a serious musician, but I will for like that girl, for example, or like that violinist I did once. They wanted to try out some songs, and they couldn't care less if people are listening or not.
Right, they probably prefer they don't if they're not used to performing.
Yeah, like that one girl's only, she just turned 15, so just getting behind a keyboard is a big deal. But I think in your case, we need to find a better venue. That's.
I would agree. I think what plays well there that people pay attention to is like the act that followed you. They were playing, I don't know, Stone Temple Pilots or something very
upbeat and very recognizable.
Yeah, and very strong, and the guy has a very strong voice, and it's simple.
Musically, it's so basic.
But with the guitar and the bass and the drums, it really kind of hits you in the face.
Yeah.
And that plays well there because they're so loud it didn't matter that everybody else was talking because if you were videoing that, it would drown out. There, you would drown out everybody else. A lot of what you sing is not that way. It's a little more
subtle, more
relaxed. Yeah, a little. Yeah. And so what I noticed there was a lot of crowd noise. That was also competing with you, which wasn't helping the problem of. I think their issue was with the PA. They were getting a lot of feedback with other people that were on before you, and I think they probably turned the mics down to try and combat that feedback. I don't know what was different this time than the other times you've played there, but I think that's why the mic level was where it was. And you needed it to come up.
If Japan was closer, you'd be a hit in Japan. Like that Japanese lady, she loves it. Different cultures notice different things. Like, she'll notice like what you're wearing, the way you move a certain way, it's like
the stage presence.
Yeah, and also the way like you'll get into it, and these things that another culture will see and go, wow, this is.
Or disregard if it's a different culture.
Yeah, and so I forgot what I was going to say. And then here, I think they're more into the heavy-duty rock and roll. Even my student that I support, she has an incredible classical voice. She can fly up to these high notes and just an incredible instrument, but we don't do those songs there because it just won't fit. So we'll just do some pop songs. I
was telling Danen before he got here that everything that worked against me is that particular song, Merry Christmas Darling, it's a soft song. And then not only is it a soft song, it has a lot of nuances. And if the sound system, the PA, and all of that isn't quite right, and if I can't hear it, it was like the worst song to sing on the day that they were having trouble. Is what I'm saying. Maybe one of my more upbeat songs, if they would have been having that same trouble, it would not have been as big of a deal because it's a stronger song. Girl, look what that's stronger, and we can kind of survive PA problems easier on a more upbeat, louder type song. But if it's a soft song that's got a lot of nuances, where what I do vocally is complex, wow, then we got problems. The good thing that I think is going to come out of it is this problem of not being able to hear myself, which I don't want to ever happen again, no matter where I'm at. I've been doing a lot of research online, and the best thing that I found to keep that from happening again is for me to get what they call a personal sound monitor. Personal sound monitor.
I mentioned that when we.
Yeah, which means I have the ear things in.
Right.
They're connected
they're
connected to a pack on my belt, and it's wireless. And then there's a little unit, and I've already kind of been shopping around.
Oh, that come in handy anywhere.
Anywhere. Yeah. And what's nice about it is I can control how much or how little that I can hear of myself on one of those units.
But then you hear yourself, but do you hear if you're in tune with a violin?
Yeah, I can hear. You can hear the music as well because if Erica's mic'd to the PA, I can hear her. Whoever's mic'd in, I can hear them, and I can.
So then, does your unit need to be connected to the PA?
Yes, but it's connected. There's the little unit that's connected to their PA. They just plug it in, and then but me, I'm wireless to that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think I'm going to get me one of those, and we can practice using it in here just to kind of get a hang of it. But I got to make sure that that doesn't happen again, that I can't hear myself. And if I can get used to using one of those things, I think that will go a long way in making this not an issue again, no matter where I'm at.
Oh yeah, because you might do some outdoor concert in San Diego someday
Yes.
or something. That.
Yes.
Oh, what's that one place I have in mind for you? It's in San Diego, or it's Del Mar. Oh well, I'll tell you about it.
Yeah.
But it's a place
So I'm going to
I
invest
think it'd be
in
good,
one
but
of
it's
those.
outdoors, and so talk about having to hear yourself.
Yes.
It's like an amphitheater effect.
Yeah. Because if I'm, singing into the mic, and if that sound of the mic is coming up into my ear, and if I can control how much I hear of myself or how little, and the same thing with the music,
Right.
that's ideal.
Yeah.
Then I can stay on, in a good way.
Right.
So I think that's what I'm going to do. And Shure makes one that everybody seems to be raving about.
Who?
Shure is a company that makes the mics. My mic is
Oh,
a
okay.
Shure, and but it's the Shure.
How are you with traveling, being a professor? I mean,
Well,
being a teacher.
I think it's what's nice is I'm off all summer, so
Oh,
that's
okay.
2.5 months off, and I'm also off for a month during Christmas. So as long as it's happening during and a week during spring break. So the nice thing about being a professor is you have these big chunks of time when you're off.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of summer little venues and concerts and things that we can go to, or we can find
Yeah, because you'd be a good opening act too
for somebody.
Yeah.
But I got to make this not being able to hear myself go
I'm
go
sorry.
away.
I'm already thinking
Yeah, go
ahead.
away.
I'm thinking ahead past myself.
Yeah, I'm still
But-
traumatized, so I have to like shake it.
Oh,
I have to-
traumatized. Oh,
yeah,
that's
I-
right.
I-
This is new to you.
I
huh?
have to. Well,
Oh, see, I've been through this before,
You know,
and
the-
probably every singer has been
I'm
through
sure they
that
have,
same
but
way.
it takes me a while to just kind of.
Oh,
I have to
it'll
kind
go.
of shake it off,
Yeah.
and then find a
Shake
positive.
it off. We'll listen to Taylor Swift's song.
Shake
He
it
says,
off.
shake it off, and that has nothing to do with dancing.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
you saying, shake it off.
Just shake it off and move to something else. I don't know, Doug,
I don't
if
think
you
I've
wanted to
ever
say
seen-
anything else about the whole issue, kind of a thing. Is there anything more you want to chime in on?
I can think of.
All right, so I think we pretty much covered it as far as I can tell.
And then the drummer boy, I tried to give as much support as I could because there was no drum.
Yeah.
And I figured the guy with the control would
Yes.
tone me down if I was playing too powerful. So
Yeah.
I don't know what
I think I
happened.
had an easier time with the
Did you
drummer
ever turn
with the
it
drummer
down?
boy song.
I think that one came out well.
Oh, good.
I had an easier time with the drummer boy song because I think because it has that beat, it was simpler. It's a simpler song, so even though I wasn't hearing myself very well, it was easier for me to just kind of do my thing. Whereas the Merry Christmas Darling, it's just too complex of a song to
Yeah.
have a shitty PA and and sound issue.
Yeah.
It's too complex. It's like you said, I need it to be quiet, and a great PA, and everybody's watching, and the lights are on, and I can do all my subtle little movements, and that would be ideal, And I can hear myself really well, and I could fill the whole room, vocally.
Right.
That would have been really nice.
So, when this happens again, I won't say if, because careers,
Yeah,
let's
it's
say
gonna
you
happen
sing
again.
for the next 30, 40 years. When this happens again, are you going to stop? Or are you going to go buy a musician that you're playing with and get close
What
to
I'm
their,
gonna do is
can you
that trick
hear?
where if I have those earpieces in, I'm gonna I'll pull those off, or if I don't have, or when it happens again, I think I'm gonna revert back to that old-fashioned remedy of closing one ear so that the resonance in my head I can hear myself.
But you got to hear the
Music.
company,
But that's
the music.
that's why this ear's not gonna be plugged.
No, I'm talking about you have no plugs. You don't have your fancy gadget.
I gotcha.
Okay.
I'm gonna plug one ear,
Uh-huh.
which creates that I can still hear
Oh,
the
okay.
resonance in here, and the other ear will allow me
So
to
then,
hear the music.
and you didn't think about doing that that
No.
night? Oh, okay.
I got caught off guard. I was kind of like, oh crap.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's an important point, kind of a takeaway or a lessons learned is, okay, when that happens again, we need to have something to do.
To do,
Right?
especially if I don't have the fancy equipment for whatever reason.
Right. I think the other kind of lessons learned here, which is maybe even on a broader scale, is song selection for venue.
Mm-hmm.
That song
Yeah.
just it didn't play there for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
None of us thought about it, or at least I didn't. I
Yeah.
assume you didn't. I don't know if you did or not.
I did, yeah,
Yeah.
when you first picked it up, but I didn't say anything because I don't know the crowd of this area
Yeah.
very good. So I thought, well, will
Yeah.
they like it?
In hindsight, I think even if the PA was perfect, that particular song probably wouldn't have played well in that crowd.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
nothing wrong with the song, not necessarily anything wrong with the crowd, just that's the way it is, right?
Yeah.
So,
No, I agree. Yeah.
This venue is better for our more upbeat,
yeah,
louder songs
yeah,
I mean, pick what songs. And,
that
Right.
work for the venue.
right,
Yeah.
right. You know, so like this one, the noise, because people are talking and doing whatever, and that being kind of a quiet song, you know, when you're not belting anything really
Yeah.
in that song. And so I think that's, you know, one of the main reasons. The PA system issues aside, even if the PA was perfect, it still probably wouldn't have come off as well as it would in a different venue where people are there specifically to hear the music. And the music's not just something happening in the background to their conversation or whatever's happening.
No wonder why the Japanese love Karen Carpenter. They love Carpenter's music.
No, they love you.
Well,
That's what I mean. But you know, different cultures.
Yeah.
I mean, they have their cuisines, which I wouldn't.
no, but what I was
have.
saying
You know,
is
so,
the
you know,
Carpenters were
everybody's
huge. They
different.
were huge in Japan. The Carpenters were huge in Japan.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, huge.
Okay.
Even
No,
to
these,
this day,
these
they're
Japanese
huge
just
in Japan.
like you,
Yeah.
whatever you sing, and whatever they like your acting, they like your not just this lady, but I would play even like the Chinese in the Bay Area, the few that saw
Asian.
you, yeah, and
Something
that
about that
Grammy winner guy, I don't know, yeah, that they you know he was that one of the judges that said something, so it just depends on the culture, I guess, and.
You're basically saying that
You need
if
to
I find the
find
right,
Japan.
if I find the right venue, I'll shine. Is what you're saying?
More so,
More so.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned about getting a promoter or something so
Yeah.
people can hear your music. What do they, traffic they call it or something? Or so people can hear you, you know,
Yeah.
they oh gosh. Then,
Well, yeah, traffic was a common term before. Now we talk about attention.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm not technology.
Yeah. It's the same
But-
idea, just different terminology.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's how some of these people get so many views or whatever they call it, is
Yeah,
because they have that good, they know how to do all that thing. And so I think that's what you need is whoever knows how to do that.
Well, we're doing a lot of that with the social media stuff. And we're getting attention and it's funny, it is places like you were saying, we're getting a lot of attention in the Middle East and India and,
Yeah,
you know, and in the Asian countries, Malaysia
okay.
and Indonesia, you know, it's kind of like, well, why is I get more attention there than the U.S. for some
Yeah.
reason. It's like, I don't know why,
yeah.
you know.
Oh, I know in China or Korea, South Korea, they're fascinated with American songs like what you're doing.
Yeah.
That,
We look
That
different,
David
we sound
Cassidy-
different,
that
we move
David
different, so
Cassidy.
they just like it, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's like, you know, we talked about this before. David Hasselhoff was huge in Europe, Germany, especially.
oh,
And but he couldn't get arrested in the United
In the
States.
United States.
Nobody wanted anything to do with it.
Yeah, and he made millions over there.
wait, he went over, is this recent or something?
No,
No.
back in the day.
It's back
Oh,
in the day,
back in
but
the
you know, I
Baywatch days.
mean, we know it was after Baywatch.
Or Night, oh,
Yeah,
Knight
well,
Rider.
Knight Rider was before Baywatch. It was after those days, and that's what we all know him for, right? And I mean,
Oh.
both of those shows, especially
Yeah,
Baywatch,
we don't know
was
him
so
as a-
big that he became cliche here.
Oh,
we don't think of him as a performer. Like
No,
a singer.
not a music. Yeah,
We're
not
thinking
a
of him.
singer.
All we know is Baywatch and Knight Rider. That's
Right.
it. They're loving him as a performer,
What,
singing
he's
on
a singer?
stage. Yes,
Yeah, oh, I didn't know that.
yes, he didn't even know it.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
Germany, they thought he was like amazing. I mean, he was like a rock star.
Yeah,
Wow.
and here we would just go,
We'd be like,
"What's
what?
this idiot trying to do?" You know?
And they loved him over there.
Yeah,
He made
Wow.
millions.
yeah.
Interesting.
So who knows where we will take off.
Mhm.
All right, so
Yeah.
let's wrap this up. I think that's pretty much it in a nutshell. We're done with this conversation, and I want to move on to what we're gonna. But the next song is that we're gonna be recording together, you and I.
Oh, okay.
So, Danny, why don't you kill those cameras for us and reposition them?